Silver Bay by Jojo Moyes. Narrated by Stan Pretty and Nicolette Mckenzie.
Prologue. Kathleen. My name is Kathleen Whittier Mostyn, and when I was 17, I became famous for catching the biggest shark New South Wales had ever seen. A grey nurse with an eye so mean it still looked like it wanted to rip me in two several days after we'd laid it out. That was back in the days when all of Silver Bay was given over to game fishing. And for 3 straight weeks, all anyone could talk about was that shark. A newspaper reporter came all the way from Newcastle and took a picture of me standing next to it. I'm the one in the bathing suit. It's several feet taller than I am in that picture, and the photographer made me wear my heels. What you can see is a tall, rather stern-seeming girl, better looking than she knew, shoulders broad enough to be the despair of her mother, and a waist trim enough from reeling and bending that she never needed a corset. There I am, unable to hide my pride, not yet aware that I would be tied to that beast for the rest of my days, as surely as if we had been married. What you can't see is that he is held up by 2 wires, supported by my father and his business partner, Mr. Brent Newhaven. Hauling it ashore had ripped several tendons in my right shoulder, and by the time the photographer arrived, I couldn't lift a mug of tea, let alone a shark. Still, it was enough to cement my reputation. For years I was known as the Shark Girl, even when my girlhood was well over. My sister Nora always joked that, given the state of my appearance, they should have called me the sea urchin. But my success, my father always said, made the Bay Hotel. 2 days after that picture appeared in the newspaper, we were booked solid, and stayed booked solid until the west wing of the hotel burned down in 1962. Men came because they wanted to beat my record, or because they assumed that if a girl could land a creature like that, why, what was possible for a proper fisherman? A few came to ask me to marry them, but my father always said he could smell them before they'd hit Port Stephens, and sent them packing. Women came because, until then, they had never thought it possible that they could catch game fish, let alone compete with the men. And families came because...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?